Oh, what's going on, folks? Been out of town for a couple of days. I miss you guys. No, really, I did. I really miss you guys because a lot has transpired in my life over the last series of days, right? Of course, I was handling some things, some material things in this reality, life, everyday stuff. A great one. But I'm back. And I'm glad to be talking to you guys because everything we talk about is very crucial in these last days. And this is what I realized over the course of the past week. You know, many of you are lost. I tell you, I talk to people every day, and I do this, folks, you know, simply to gauge. Now, why am I gauging? One may ask. You know, I'm not gauging because I somehow see myself from some superior perch, you know, because of my positioning and my reasoning and understanding based on my enlightenment. It is a blessing, folks. I am blessed. And I am so happy about the blessing from the Most High. All praises. Thank you, God, for everything He has given me, folks. The knowledge is key to a lot of things. You know, today we're going to talk about trust. A lot of times I talk in these videos and we talk about narcissism. Narcissism is that thing that's causing every problem that you can think of. If you're talking about your demise on individual levels, right? There's some type of narcissistic characteristic that you're embodying within yourselves that is making you who you are, folks. That is disservicing other people. This is not a kumbaya talk, but this is about understanding where this is taking you. See, a lot of you, and I've said this in every video, and I stress this. One, I always talk about the most important aspect of every video, folks. The breath of my life and yours, the breath of all things. The Most High, folks. Okay? Every conversation leads back to the Most High because narcissism and all of these things we do to each other are just things that we're doing that are going to cause our demise. Right? But when we understand that we are all products of the Most High, folks, we can rise. This is what this is all about. It's always been about this. If you talk about any of you who are devoutly spiritual or, you know, consider yourselves religious scholars or whatever you know about higher reality, your understanding of the Most High, who is real, folks. And that is why I speak to you every day. So I have to start off by giving you some reasoning. This is not just to get you to follow me. This is not just for sensation, folks. I understand that the reckoning is coming. I understand who will bring it. I understand who is the highest authority, folks. The Most High. And He has blessed me on a level, and you all can be blessed. And this is about your higher enlightenment. Is it about pretending to act a certain way in society? Other than that narcissism? No, because if you're pretending, it's not something you're doing with. If you're pretending, you're not being real is what I'm saying. That inside thing, when I keep talking about that mirror, folks, means that you can play a game with everyone else externally. You can't fool higher reality. I told you, your whole entire reality is being caretaken by the great ones. And when you understand that they are products of the Most High, you realize that there's something for you to learn. What do you think? You're here just to be a narcissist or something? And this is what the average one of you go-getters in society do. Now, today we're going to talk, like I said, you know, knowledge. The knowledge of understanding who you really are is how you get to that better place. But we're not going there, folks. We're not going to get there because this story has already been told. So really, what am I doing here? I'm talking to certain people, aren't I? I'm talking to those people who have the vibration, and I'm just simply waking them up or attempting to wake them up for this next thing coming. I've already told you to giving you this narrative, but it's not really a narrative, folks. I am in the company of the great ones on a daily basis, folks. the great beings who manufacture your air, who give you sunlight, who do duties for not for pay or wage from, you know, that they demand or something. It's about duty in higher reality, in heavenly worlds where you should transcend to. This thing you've heard all your life about heaven and hellish worlds and stuff, and you know, all of this good and bad stuff that you've heard, that duality. You can play around and manifest in any duality you choose, folks. This is what this is all about in God's science. It's your choice. High reality is the better thing though, folks, because there's abundance. When you hold on to the Most High on that end of his spectrum, you are granted these things. You have comforts in your heart. You understand, right? I told you guys that the places that you want to go and deal and stuff, you're dealing from a third dimensional perspective. Your way of life is bullshit. And every way is about self-serving. And every way is about monopolizing. Do you Barons really believe that you are anything? When you talk about heavenly worlds, folks, you're dealing with beings and souls and people in these worlds, because I know the worlds, folks. You're dealing with societies of higher beings, of people who don't need money for anything. They are actually, just like you're made of your composition of cells or whatever that makes our fleshy skin, because we're stepping in a sleeve. Well, these realities, they already are beyond that aspect of it. You're in a revolving door, folks. This is why you keep coming back, because you don't learn lessons. In heavenly worlds, they operate in higher vibration. Therefore, they don't experience the same type of reality you do. They're not even made out of fleshy material, like I said. They're higher energy. They're light body individuals. So when you see these worlds, you can see them physically, but that's just a figment of dimension. There's some type of dimensional aspect is what I'm saying. That's just a figment. Because it's all about your heart, folks. I told you. You can't get to these places from some physical standpoint of trying to calculate with your pencils and pens and stuff. I keep telling you this. Once you understand the Most High is real, folks, these gates and things can be achieved. He will unlock all things, but it's only through him. And that is why he is the most important thing, because he is your breath of life. And when you scoff at the idea of giving him praise all day long and thanking him for every single aspect of your existence, what you're doing is acknowledging that you're literally his finger. You see the bigger picture. See, from my vantage point, folks, I see a little bit more than you guys are seeing. I understand that I'm just a speck. I'm just dust at his feet, folks, and we all are. Even the great ones themselves, who are great, folks, who are making your air, who are literally your landscape. I keep telling you this. You know? I listen to social media not for sensation, but because I want to understand. Before I talk to you folks, I need to get a reasoning or understanding about what you're thinking about while we're going down this path. I already know the story, but I still, just because I'm here in experience, I need to understand it. It's a purpose for me too, folks. Right? When God blessed me on this level, there is a purpose for that blessing, folks. It is grand. It is the greatest blessing one could ever achieve in this reality. Greater than money. Money is not real. See, when you get this knowledge, you understand that on that level. All of this shit is bullshit. I keep telling y'all this. This is not just talk, folks. To understand things on that level is a better reality, is a heavenly world. So because you guys are not able, like I always say, to do these things, then you don't realize that knowledge will make you understand that Mother Earth is a real being who has free will. When she raises her vibration, if your vibrational levels don't match, folks, then you're left in lower vibration. You understand what I'm saying to you? You scoffing, it may be something you feel that you can deal with. But if you can't even deal with this middle point of reality right now, you feel that this is so bad that you're willing to give up things that God has given you, that life force that's his. See, you don't realize that God is allowing you to stay in his home. He's giving you a free home, folks. Your life force is him blessing you with the experience to look and visualize. His atoms are so popping with his godness that experience wants to see life. And that is you, folks. That is all consciousness. But he is behind all consciousness. If you can imagine nothingness, which I know none of you can, because the great ones themselves, nothing in reality, which is something, can understand what nothing looks like, except for the Most High, folks. That is why he is the most important aspect of this conversation. Okay? Knowledge. Learned a lot on this trip this week. Whole lot. And we're going to talk about this stuff. You know? So the idea of trusting God, when I know, like I'm trying to explain to you guys why I'm so confident about what I'm saying in certain aspects. Because I'm a human, yeah, breathing air just like you, but I know who actually makes the air. See, I got a chance to go to the manufacturing plant. You understand what I'm saying to you? Blessed. Some of you don't even realize that is greater than something stupid that you think that you can't take with you. Everything that you touch on this surface is a product of Mother Earth's vibration. So she is literally giving you this experience. It's just like you going into a virtual reality. The caretakers and administrators of that are operating that experience are the great ones, folks. This is going on all throughout the universe on different worlds, okay? The higher beings, the higher societies are beings of people who are operating on higher vibrational light levels, folks. Okay? So they're one with the worlds. Who are the beings I know? The great ones. And it is a blessing for God to enlighten me on such a level that I know them personally, folks. This is not just my general experience of what they give me in this reality. There's something bigger. And every day I learn lessons, folks. So I'm going to tell you another story. That's what we get into. I love these stories. But this is important, folks. Once upon a time, folks, an enlightened man found himself in the company of the gods. And while he was in the company of the gods, he was walking along a path, and on this particular occasion, he was taking a walk and he was conversating with the nature goddess. And he was asking this great one. He was trying to understand some things. Like I said, man has not understood humility on levels that make them realize that everything is on equal footing. Everything is in your experience, folks. God is granting you that free will life experience. And when you take that and you decide to use that vibration to suppress others, you're in lower vibration. Now remember, because God is all things, in that balance, he allows you to fall into that lower vibration. Right? But because you're a conscious existing soul that can experience, what do you want to experience? Do you want to experience lower reality? Is that something that sounds appealing to you? It's much worse than what you're doing right now, I'm telling you, folks. But the most of you are not on a level where you can grab these things because you think it's too hard to connect to the Most High. And it's not. He will bless you, folks, but you have to seek him out in your hearts. Now, on this walk with the nature goddess, right, the man was trying to understand why man is not able to express humility, like I was saying, and how we reason things. You see that ant on the ground. You see that mouse. Because in this particular situation, this guy had a problem where, he's out in the country, right, and he was out in the field near his house. He saw a few mouse holes, and he was trying to figure out how to safely deal with the mice without killing or harming them. See, that's where we're going with humility, because we're on that same level, folks. When you're blessed on a level where you're one, hey, great one. When you're blessed on a level where you're one with Mother Earth, folks, because you're one with God, folks. You have reached out in your heart. God has granted you that. You become one with the higher beings, folks, who are caretakers, right? You are one with them in ways that you guys have not unlocked. So you don't experience nature in ways that most people do, who have this man who lack humanness, who see themselves as bigger than something, kill all the bugs, eat all the animals, right? Cut them up and sell them and throw them away as if they're nothing. This is what you guys do and don't understand or reason this. So he was trying to figure out, because he didn't want to, but see, when he didn't want to harm the animals. But see, when you're on that level, folks, you don't have a problem, like I've told you in previous videos. You simply, and honestly, I'm being serious, you can go to the mice and ask them to leave, and they will leave. Literally. Right? And so this man was told that as long as he trusted in the idea that he was one with the higher beings, because he was holding on to the Most High, the most important thing, then obviously they will look out for him. Because of that oneness, he won't have problems and he can live in harmony. See, when you're operating on high vibrational levels, everything can experience you, folks. The bees know you, folks. I've told you this. I can stand next to a beehive and don't have problems at all. The bees would not bother me. I know the bees, honestly. I see them in ways you guys don't understand. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. But all of you can have access to this. But you have to want God. The little bullshit things you do that you think are better than God are why you can't be delivered, folks. So when it's time for a new reality where where Mother Earth has her reality of society of people living like the other higher realities, she's going to raise that vibration. And most of you people are not in a place of consciousness where you could exist on that level. Yeah, you exist in some hellish world because your soul will never die, folks. But I need y'all to grab that. That's the lesson of you being here. Stop suppressing things. So he listened to the nature goddess and he trusted her because it was about that trust, that oneness. And he asked the mice to leave and they left. So all during the week he would encounter different bugs and insects who would present themselves initially as a pest or something. But as he reasoned with the logic of highness, he was able to realize his oneness with the insects, right? And things that he had originally perceived lower than him, and make requests. So there were several situations where these things would happen, where there would be giant hornets and wasps who would come in his vicinity, land on his lap or his body or something somewhere. And he wouldn't swat them, because your first initial reaction when you see a roach or a bug or something is to step on it. And that's what you do to each other in society. That same energy plays out amongst each other. That's why we murder and kill in our societies, right? You understand what I'm trying to explain to you about vibration, folks. It's all connected. You scoff, but until you become the meal. Do you understand that you're just a speck of dust, right? The great ones could crush you at any time because they show you humility, folks. They keep giving you air, even though some of you talk ill or speak ill of them, because they're not doing it for you. And you should be thankful to God that he has blessed you with them doing this duty, folks. And that they're willing with their free will, just like you have it, you fuck up with your free will. With their free will, they make air for you in this experience. And they're doing it for a duty. You understand what I'm saying? So you can revolve through this experience, this boot camp, get stronger and move into higher vibration from your experiences. And never have to look back on these lower things again. Because in heavenly worlds, there is no pain, folks. Because there is no ego and misery and all of the things that you embody. When you get rid of those things, which you can't do, you'll have a better world. Right? So all during the week, these different insects and bugs and, the cat down the street or something that would come by and, he would find on the porch or something. All of these animals would interact with him in ways that were like a Dr. Dolittle movie or something. But it was real life in real time. When you're blessed by God, you get these experiences, folks. It makes you realize everything. You won't want to kill that bug when you can see that the bug is equal to you. When the bug is smiling, when the bug is just as human as you are on some level. And I use, not human, but I use that word to describe that conscious thing that we all are, folks. Remember, the great ones are great. Do you understand the sun is holding your solar system in his hands? Yet, I experience him in his manifest every day. He's great, folks. But he does not think of himself as great in his heart. That's the example you need to follow. I follow this example for him, the nature goddess, the great moon goddess, Mother Earth herself, and all of the great ones, folks. I experienced that. Show humility. We'll talk. No, this will be a follow-up. I'll do a follow-up video because I got to get on down the road. Just wanted to talk. I love bad behavior, but I love the idea of y'all getting there, right? It's coming, folks. You have to trust, like I said. Try it out, right? Be in nature and harmony. Try not to harm something. See if it doesn't cooperate with you. You don't get this. This thing can work. Going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. You can pick the book up on Amazon. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, and you guys have a great day because I got to get out of here. But I just want y'all to think about that. Y'all have a nice day. On the great ones.